Hey, what it do? Peace and favor, peace and favor. Man, I haven't made a video, feels like forever. Um, just doing a little studying, man, came across some stuff that really, I think it highlights the particular time that we're in. First off, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the creator of heaven and earth. Um, this study will be out of the book of Romans. The book of Romans. Many people have an issue with the New Testament and particularly the apostle, but I actually think that the issue is kind of something where many people aren't really getting the full picture. Um, so I will be reading out of the Sefer Bible, possibly, and of course um, I have the keyword study Bible, the Hebrew and the Greek study Bible, but this is particularly the AMG version. Um, I mean, not the AMG, the ESV version, the English Standard Version. So I may use the English Standard Version just for clarity and not use the Sefer Bible, even though I do kind of like that to some degree for sure. So so here's the thing. So the true Hebrews of the Bible, that you have the Hebrews, you have the Gentiles, and many people are a bit confused on the whole ordeal. I think Paul says something that really brings it the truth, and I'm gonna read it, give my thoughts on it, and the video will be video will be over, so maybe about 10-15 minutes. So let's go to the book of Romans 11. No. Let's go to let's go to the book of Romans 10, and let's start at 19, and then we'll go over to 11. This is some really good stuff, man. I have to calm myself down because it's so good. Let's go. Okay. It says Romans 10 and 19. But I ask, did Israel not understand? First Moses says, I will make you jealous of those who are not a nation with a foolish nation. I'll repeat that. I will make you jealous of a nation who are not a nation. With a foolish nation will I make you angry. Let me repeat that again. I will make you jealous of those who are not a nation. With a foolish nation, I will make you angry. Verse 20, Romans 10 and 20. Then Isaiah is so bold as to say, I have been found by those who did not seek me. Let me repeat that. I have been found by those who did not seek me. I have shown myself to those who did not ask for me. But of Israel, he says, all day long have I held out my hands to a disobedient and contrary people. Let me repeat that because I think that last part is really good. But Israel, this is the Most High. This is Yah saying this. But of Israel, he says, all day long have I held out my hand to a disobedient and a contrary people. Now we know through prophecy, right, that the so-called lost tribes are spread to the four corners of the earth. Many say it was just Judah. Some say it's others. But we know for sure that the lost tribes are spread throughout this earth, right? A part of that being, when you study the particular Old Testament, the Torah, you see over and over again, the Israelites, whereas, they get back right, they fall into idolatry of some sort, lawlessness of some sort. I like that word lawlessness even over sin, but they fall into lawlessness of some sort, and then they are dispersed or they're enslaved over and over again, that common thing. And it happened with slavery again, if you know what I'm saying. Let's go to chapter 11, Romans 11, the remnant of Israel. This is titled, and I am reading out of the English Standard Version Bible just so everybody can get it. But it says, I ask then, has Yah, as I will say, let me say this. I ask then, has Yah rejected his people? By no means, for I am a Yashraelite. I am an Israelite, Paul said, a descendant of Abraham, a member of the tribe of Benjamin. Yah has not rejected his people. Let me repeat that again. For I myself am an Israelite, a descendant of Abraham, a member of the tribe of Benjamin, Paul said. Yah has not rejected his people whom he foreknew. So he already knew how this was going to go. Paul said he didn't reject it. Hold on. Let's hold on, y'all. Yah has not rejected his people whom he foreknew. Do you not know what the scripture says? Oh, this is some beautiful stuff, y'all. This is like an old soup that's boiling on the stove. Do you not know what the scripture says of Elijah, how he appeals to Yah against Israel? Yah, they have killed your prophets. They have demolished your altars. I am alone, left, and they seek my life, Elijah said. But what is Yah's reply to him? I have kept for myself 7,000 men who have not bowed to the knee of Baal. They have not bowed. So too, at the present time, when there is a remnant chosen by grace. But if it is by grace, it is no longer on the basis of works. Otherwise, grace will no longer be needed, or will no longer be grace. What then? Israel failed to observe what it is seeking. The elect obtained it, but the rest was hardened, as it is written. And then this is really good information to the bruise, really, when you understand what he's saying. Yah gave them a spirit of stupor, eyes that would not see, ears that would not hear, down to this very day. And David says, let their table become a snare and a trap, a stumbling block and a retribution for them. Let their eyes be darkened so that they cannot see, and bend their backs forever. When I think about bending their backs, it makes me think about slavery. Let's continue. This says the Gentiles grafted in. Now, I know many people disagree with Paul, and you have some stuff where you look at it, but I think many people aren't understanding the beautiful mystery, and it's particularly going to get really powerful in verse 25. This is Romans 11 and 11. So I asked then, did they stumble? So I asked, did they stumble in order that they might fall? By no means. Rather, through their trespass, salvation has come to the Gentiles, so as to make Israel jealous. That's right out of Deuteronomy, y'all. I'll repeat that again. Rather, through their trespass, salvation has come to the Gentiles, so as to make Israel jealous. Now, if their trespass means riches for the world, and if their failure means riches for the Gentiles, how much more will the full inclusion mean? Now, I am speaking to you Gentiles, in so much as Paul said, in so much then as I am an apostle to the Gentiles. I magnify my ministry in order to somehow make my fellow Jews jealous. Gotta remember, not all the Jews believed in the Messiah. They did not believe in the Messiah. Let me stop. Somehow to make my fellow Jews jealous and thus save some of them. For verse 15, Romans 11 and 15. For if their rejection means the reconciliation of the world, what would their acceptance mean but life from the dead? If the dough offered at first fruits is holy, so is the whole lump. And if the root is holy, so are the branches. Verse 17. But if some of the branches were broken off, and this is where the European nations, and some other nations, but traditionally when you look it up, it says those were where the Gentiles were. It contrary to popular belief. So the Gentiles, you guys cannot get arrogant in this. You cannot get arrogant in this information, and Paul will address this. But if some of the branches were broken off, and you, although a wild olive shoot, were grafted in among the others, and now share in the nourishing root of the olive tree, do not be arrogant toward the branches. What did I just say? Do not. He's saying, hey, Gentiles, y'all cannot be arrogant against the Israelites. That's not fair. Let's go. Let's do that again. I think that's a really big powerful nugget. But if some of the branches were broken off, and you, although a wild olive shoot were grafted in among the others and now share in the nourishing root of the olive tree. Do not be arrogant toward the branches. If you are, remember, it is not you who support the root, but the root supports you. Meaning, hey, who started this whole thing? Understand that. Then we'll say branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. That is true. They were broken off because of their unbelief. But you stand fast through faith, so do not become proud. Do not become proud, you Gentiles. Do not become proud. But fear, for if Yah did not spare the natural branches, neither will he spare you. This is some good stuff, y'all. Note that the kindness and the severity of Yah, severity toward those who have fallen, but Yah's kindness to you, provided you continue in his kindness. Otherwise, you too will be cut off. Verse 23, Romans 11-23. And even if they do not continue in their unbelief, will be grafted in, for Yah has the power to graft them in. Again, for if you were cut from what is by nature a wild olive tree and grafted contrary to nature into a cultivated olive tree, how much more will these natural branches be grafted back into their own tree? He's saying, hey, now he came for the lost tribes of Israel. He came for the Hebrew people. So now if he's helping you through grace in a way, why wouldn't he extend that to the Hebrews if they want to come back in? That's a lot there. Wow, let me keep going. Wow. Verse 25. The mystery of the Hebrews, the mystery of Yasharel's salvation. Verse 25. Lest you be wise in your own sight, I do not want you to be unaware of this mystery, brothers. A partial hardening has come upon Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in, right? And in this way, all of Israel will be saved. We have to remember too now, y'all, we are in that time of the Gentiles, where the Gentiles are powerful, and they are even here now until the latter days, which some say that these days be. But anyway, let's continue, guys. He said, and in this way, all Israel will be saved, as is written. The deliverer will come from Zion. He will banish ungodliness from Jacob. Now, this is to the bruise. Y'all listen to this bruise. For y'all who say y'all love the bloodline of the Messiah, y'all love Judah, y'all love Judah, you better be righteously living. I'll repeat this one. This is some deep stuff. The deliverer will come from Zion. He will banish ungodliness, unrighteousness, and this will be my covenant with them when I take away lawlessness, when I take away sins, as this what it says. As regards to the gospel, they are enemies for your sake, but as regards to election, they are beloved for the sake of their forefathers, for the gifts and the callings of Yah are irrevocable. When the Most High, when he spoke to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, those promise that promise did not go away. That promise to the Hebrew people, the biblical Israelites, Judah and the likes, did not go away. And I want to end it on this. I think that's so powerful. As regards to the gospel, he said, they're enemies for your sake. But as regards to election, they are beloved. The Hebrews, the 12 tribes of Yasharel, they are beloved for the sake of their forefathers, for their gifts and their callings of Yah are irrevocable. Woo. Wow. I mean it right there. So what this simply said to wrap it up, if you who are Gentiles, in the time of the Gentile, don't become arrogant. Don't become prideful. Seek to understand truth. You who are Hebrews, seek to live righteous. Seek to live upright. Turn away from lawlessness. Praise to the Most High. Yahushua. Peace.